Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and today we're reviewing
Krypton.
Kneel Before Zod. Tell him.
Yeah, when you got your fucking dream, didn't you?
Yep. Happiest moment of my life.
I imagine it would be.
Yep. Apparently, like Adam Strange is on Earth then, right?
Yeah, because let's address this first. I thought Hawkgirl was meant to be in this show.
Oh, we got mugged off.
Yeah, that never happened. We were thinking he was like Fanagar or something. Yeah, he's just on Earth. It looked like he was in, I don't know, New York or something, somewhere in America.
Yeah, well, it's in one of the bottled cities, isn't there? So there was
So is that to say Brainiac has taken a city from Earth?
Yeah.
A modern city as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which is like, what's that about then? Because if he's come from the present time, then how's he managed to get his little green fingers on that fucker?
Well, but he might be from their present time, but Adam Strange might not be. Adam Strange isn't. So if he's time travelled back to, or forward somewhere else, I don't know.
Looked like he was on the same ship, but okay then. Because there was speculation that it was Metropolis, but there's speculation that it's Detroit as well. So it's just like somewhere on Earth. So I guess to be honest, we ain't really going to know until it comes back. So yeah.
No, maybe I don't. You know, I do not expect Superman to show up, but maybe if Hawkgirl as another hero does show up, that's how they do. Maybe they were in that city at the time he got taken.
Yep.
Okay. Also, we were speculating whether, straight away, Brainiac. So Brainiac was there. He actually is there.
Yeah.
He's not on a ship and it's a vessel. That's actually Brainiac.
Yeah.
Hmm. That intrigues me.
Why?
Well, I just don't. It seemed to me that he was more powerful on a ship. So why would you say that? Maybe it's an arrogance thing. Maybe he wanted to see everything around him, but I would have stayed up there.
Obviously, it was a bit dopey. So you said your dream was to see Kandor being bottled. What did you think of as far as it went?
Well, I mean, it got close. I mean, I still think it's going to happen at some point. The timeline has to be reset, and Kandor's got to be taken. So I'm sure we'll get there. We know there's going to be a second season now, so I'm not too disappointed it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I think bottom dollar is Kandor has to be taken regardless, you know what I mean? It's not a matter of and and whether Krypton falls, it's just Kandor has to be taken because that's way out there. So yeah, the girl's a clone, whatever. It's like, they didn't say that she was the woman's daughter, did she?
No, she might not be.
Yeah, I thought that was dopey. She got a kid.
It was definitely Jor-El.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Oh, because they made a excuse me, they made a point of having her say the other name, as in, you know, it's been predetermined. This kid's name is this, blah blah blah, and yeah, but what's her name? The terrorist lady.
Jaxa.
Right, Jack Zero is essentially pointing out how dopey that is. So that kid's going to be Jor-El. She's going to be the mother.
Well, isn't Zor-El older than Jor-El?
Maybe there is no Zor-El.
I don't know. You have to have him at least because of Supergirl.
No, yeah, but there is no Supergirl. There's not always a Supergirl. Well, there you go, because there's never been a discussion of Supergirl. How's Supergirl not come up before?
Because...
I remember this is the show where now General Zod, for some bloody reason, is related to Jor-El.
Well, because Adam Strange is gay, so of course he's going to be all over Superman.
Is he gay?
Oh yeah, you saw him in the showers, didn't you? That they have to do that. The prerequisite is you have to have a gay character.
Okay.
So, because he was eyeing up the guys in the shower, wasn't he? So yeah,
I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, of course you weren't. Go on then. What else happened? So I'm just gonna basically they changed everything. They saved Krypton, and then Supreme Leader Zod took control rightfully. So now we have a rich history of Krypton ruled by the bloodline of Zod, and it brought a tear to my eye.
Okay.
It was amazing.
So what happened before we get to that was Segel got sucked into the Phantom Zone after Brainiac.
Yeah, I wonder what the Phantoms are. I thought it was a bit sloppy that they kind of... You would have thought that Brainiac, like... Do you know, like Terminator? Do you know when he walks into a room and he scans everything? You'd imagine Brainiac to walk into that room, scan everything and be like, oh, I might want to keep off this fucker just in case. Yeah. You know what I mean? So 12th level intellect, you know what I mean? He's kind of... Because it was
a bit sloppy, yeah. He was kind of a dummy.
Because it's like Cyborg, he can sense like technology. So you would have thought he would have walked into there, would have had a bit of a snifter and thought, aye, what's this about? You know what I mean? Even if he didn't recognise it as a Phantom Zone projector, he would have realised it was an interdimensional teleportation device. So,
I will say, I enjoyed this episode, but if I had to make a criticism, it would be towards the end, where with that montage we had that culminated in the Zod speech. I know you love it so much, but that whole thing, it did feel kind of like the end to a video game, like Mass Effect 3 or something, the original one, before DLC got thrown in, whereas like it was very quick, and it was a sudden thing of that's where they are, the end.
Yeah,
if it has to be.
Well, we don't know where Segel is, do we?
We do know where he is. He's in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. I wonder what they're going to do with that. Do you think they're going to do like they did with Smallville and just whacked him in a desert somewhere and put like a grey filter over the camera?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Are we ever even going to see it? I assume we will.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because Doomsday's breaking out at the end.
Because it's a great way to introduce other characters. Because they said it themselves, didn't they? Supreme Leader Zod. He was like, time and space don't matter. That's how he met with Val-El. So, I mean, technically, anyone who got sent there for any time will be able to meet. So it's a great way of introducing characters, being them sent there purposely or accidentally. So I thought that was good. Well, Zod's conquered the galaxy. It ain't just Krypton, because wherever Adam Strange is, there's a statue of Zod there. And if it's Earth, that means somehow Zod's made it to Earth and took over Krypton. Not Krypton, took over Earth. And Superman's cape turned into one with the symbol of Zod. So you got to assume that they've just been like, oh, F the House of El. Because Zod, the bloodline of Zod is so rich that instead of being Kal-El, it'll be Kal-Zod.
Yeah, I suppose. And also Zod was talking, whether it's this episode or the one before I forget, he was talking about wanting to find a way to engineer on Krypton the yellow sun powers. So will that be a thing?
Well, you saw on Smallville that time where he built his little tower and turned and kind of...
sure, but that remind me of that crap.
That changed the atmosphere for... Well, that would be the most logical thing, because you saw on Smallville as well, when they did that whole lead thing.
Yeah, but forget Smallville. Smallville's done. It's a different show, so...
Supergirl, I meant.
Forget that as well. So I wonder, are they going to get superpowers? I don't know. It would, because otherwise how the hell are they going to take down Doomsday?
That to me would be dangerous. If I was Zod, I wouldn't do that. And if I would, I'd make sure that I'd regulate it. Like, I'd find a more personal device that would be able to give me powers and a select few powers, as opposed to like changing the atmosphere to a yellow sun and giving everyone powers, because then it's less easy to control. You got to be smart about these things.
I wonder who's going to know as well.
What do you mean?
As in know like how much history has changed.
Darkseid.
No, Darkseid's not going to show up on this
No,
show.
but I'm saying Darkseid has the ability to what's it? He can sense other timelines, even ones that have been reversed. So if they did something like that with another character, like Doctor Fate.
No, that's not going to happen either. You got Zod. That's the one thing you're going to get. Be happy about that.
Now I realise these people are in tune with my kind of thinking. I want this and I want that. So I'm going to do a wish list. I think this next season 2 I'm going to need to see Darkseid and I'm going to need to see Doctor Fate. I can't think. Maybe Lex Luthor. But, they'll have to pull some licenses for that. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm just giving a suggestion. Maybe they can give someone else the ability. Adam Strange will know. Maybe he's protected in that crusty little orb, because you can see how shocked he was when he looked up and saw the statue of Supreme Leader Zod. So, he'll be the one running around. And then instead of convincing people, I think Segel will know as well. Vaguely. He'll know that Zod was never meant to be the never meant to conquer it. So you got them two. So you won't have Adam Strange having to run around telling Segel. He'll just know. And I think that'll be enough to sway him onto Adam Strange's side, even though the fact that he kind of blew himself up while he thinks he's dead will be enough to sway it anyway. So.
Do you think the people of Krypton see Zod as some sort of hero?
Oh, God, yeah.
Because that's the only way that will explain why they allow him to become a leader.
Except one thing that's going to blow up in his face is Doomsday. Like, how could he have forgot about... I mean, I guess they'll put it down to they hid it, and they never got round to finding it, as opposed to him forgetting that, like, I swear there's something I'm forgetting, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Meanwhile, over there, you got this fucker breaking out of his thing. Didn't kind of think much to the CGI. Like, because the casket looked too small, and it looked like he was doing too much in there. It looked like he was leaning back a bit, and I was thinking, I wouldn't lean back too far, mate, because you're meant to be a big un, and there's only a little bit of space there. So that, for me, was a bit off-putting. But
this must have been Zod's plan all along. Because...
What, to take up... Well, the mama said it.
Yeah, it must be, because
So she'll know as well. She'll know, and I guess by default the brother will know, because she was like, that was his plan. I think he's come back to rule Krypton, so she'll know.
Yeah, but beyond Krypton, it's not just Krypton. I mean, it must be his plan to rule everything. Because I remember... I'm trying to remember the scene, because when the cape first came back,
yeah,
it initially still had a Superman symbol on it.
Yeah.
And if I remember rightly, Zod seemed relatively pleased about it, and I was sat there thinking, like, why would Zod be pleased about that? He wants to save Krypton, but he doesn't want Superman back. And then I saw it change, and I thought, okay, well, that makes sense. This must have been what actually he wanted all along, was to come back here and not only rule Krypton, but spread out throughout the stars.
Well, well, yeah. I mean, for me, the Superman thing was, it would have happened anyway, because his thing all along was because Kal-El embraced the human side as opposed to the Kryptonian side, because he was never exposed to it. So the fact that his thing turned to the symbol of Zod is like, oh, everything worked out. Uncle Zod.
Oh, I hate that. Speaking of which, I touched on it last week, and I'll say it again here. Segel is showing very little emotion about the fact that his grown-ass son has stood right in front of him.
Oh, well,
like Zod's talking about it, but Segel isn't.
Well, he flexed, didn't it? Because it was like to him. He said it to his face. Like Zod was saying something, and he turned around, and it was like, look, I don't give a fuck if you're my son or not. That's what he was like to him.
That's weird.
So like, he must know he's a baddie. From what Adam Strange has told him, I think after Adam Strange got blew up, he was like, I'm gonna believe everything he said because he's dead now. You know what I mean?
I get it, but Surely, if this is a member of your family, especially for a guy whose family are all gone, aside from that with granddad, you want to try and bring him on side.
I think
It's not like I'd understand it if he was older, if he was the granddad's age, and he had Jarrell, and he had the other kids, and they were stand-up people, and now he got this dude who's evil. You think, okay, cut the ties, but he has no other kids at this point. This is the only son he has. This is the closest relative he's going to have, and he's not even acknowledging it in any way. He just decided, okay, you're evil, the end.
Yeah.
Maybe if you hugged the guy a little, he wouldn't turn out so evil.
I think because Zod hasn't worked his magic on him, he's been spending a lot of time with Lyta and laying the cut to her, but he hasn't really hung out with him and been like, look, this, and this. If he told him everything he told Lyta, then I think he'd be more, you know what I mean?
I wonder if Zod...
I think because Zod's a man of action, and that intimidates some people, like me. He gets the
I
job
wonder if
done.
Zod always knew that he disappeared into the Phantom Zone. Because why didn't Zod see Segel? If time and space and all that crap doesn't matter, then
that's very good.
Would he not have come across him? And the granddad?
That's a great statement. Maybe he has, but
What, but they're not saying? You think the granddad's seeing him as well, but he's not going to say anything? Because look, the granddad seemed to be going out his way to try and save him.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe that's why he don't. Maybe that's why he's got a problem with Zod. Maybe he's seen him
So he
before.
wasn't leaving him there.
Like,
it was the fact. I don't know.
Maybe he's met him before, and there's some sort of like it takes a while for the thing to kind of. I don't know. But yeah, being by that statement, you'd think that they're considering they made a point about the granddad and him meeting, even though it's like hundreds of years apart or hundreds of cycles apart, that obviously they would have bumped into him at some point. And then again, because like Val-El was saying, while he was in there, he was studying Brainiac and finding out ways to defeat him. Now, how would he have been able to do that in the Phantom Zone unless Brainiac was in there as well? So being that he's had that kind of interaction with him, Brainiac must have been fucked up in the Phantom Zone because there's nothing in there for him. But if he can manipulate technology and stuff like that, you would have thought he would have got his hands on one of them things and released himself. So I guess maybe Segel's playing cool. Maybe he's like maybe he met Zod in there and was just like pretending that he didn't know him, like being buddies with him, getting him to lay the cut, and was like, maybe he maybe he looks different with a beard. Maybe he finds some glasses in the Phantom Zone and Zod doesn't recognise him.
That'd be hilarious.
I doubt it. Let's talk numbers. Because, the fact they made such a big point of it and the fact they're going to neglect the fact that Brainiac and him are in there, I'm sorry, but maybe like before he gets out, maybe there's like a mind wipe thing and they forget that they've seen him in there. Maybe they bang their heads or something and forget.
Because they remembered each other though.
Exactly, so there's got to be a reason why not, which kind of makes me think there was some sort of mind wipe. Maybe Brainiac gets some like the Thinker got everyone in the Flash. Let's talk numbers. 9.
8 price.
I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
We'll see you next time on the Superhero Hub.